Welcome. I am Dr. Paul Drouin, president and founder of Quantum University, and I'd like to address the urgent problem of COVID-19 coronavirus and present another aspect, another angle of this problem. Many have already published all the new habits and what is important at this time to distanciate and isolate people. So there is nothing that will be said in this conference, in this presentation, that replace what has been said. And plus we have put an attachment to this conference done by Dr. Tina Prodnik, which is one of our brilliant students that go to all these precautions and also natural recipes to increase your immunity. And again, everything that will be said in this conference doesn't replace all the advice that have been provided by the CDC or health department. So this reflection is very important because today there is the COVID-19. Years to come, you will have also other virus that will come. And if we just address the problem with an emergency medicine, we can realize today that it's totally unaffordable. It's crashing the whole economy. It's making in suspense, thousands of people, their work and their needs and so on. So I like to back up and see how we can address in a more preventive manner this problematic that is hitting us today. And also, let's realize that in the past, we went through also other virus, the swine flu, the Ebola, and others. And again, this one we will be victorious, and we will go through this. There is no question, but we have also to reflect the way we practicing medicine, the way we are addressing the immunity of the individual. Even if we think about vaccine today, and if we think, hey, we have the vaccine, we are protected, but let's look, on the other side, flu every year. At this time, I think if we look at the stats, since the beginning of the year, the flu has killed 22,000 people. This is enormous, and we have also a vaccine. And how many of you take this vaccine? Most of the time, I am healthy. I can go through this, and this is the question that I am addressing here. Raise the human potential, the health potential, of the individual, increase the of the individual, because we are also surrounded by an environment that is much more addressing aggressive to the immunity. So the world will not be the same, and you can imagine now it's like this fear event that has been created, and now the economy is almost crashing now. We try not only address this from a medical point of view, but also economically. And the reasoning of this emergency medicine, this modern medicine that is fantastic in some way, because we will come with new medication and so on, but this is totally unaffordable because you can bankrupt the whole world if we continue just to address health this way. So the question is about increasing health potential is the best prevention. And this is where digital medicine fit in. And this is where we will need this new coach, this new doctor that will in some way train the individual as we train today people in the gym, but not training the individual to this greater aspect that is the immune system, shield, the biofield, and so on. So this is what I will talk about in the next few minutes. Why? Because nobody has addressed this situation. You are the only one at Quantum University that for years now are speaking about increasing the health potential and how we do this. It's like it's training having courses that where we can provide coaches, quantum health coach and doctors that can manage not the emergency situation, but can prevent the problem. So again, I'd like to underline that I am applauding, the response from Department of Health and CDC, and not only that, all the community joining together, the pharmaceutical company, the private and the government working hands in hands, and voluntary, and from all angles. So we can see today that in America and other countries all join force to go to this difficult event. So here's the doctor that we know, and this is very important. Integrative medicine is about having the medicine, the modern medicine, working hand in hand with the preventive medicine. But the reaction that we witnessing now is an emergency situation. It's like, hey, we have a problem. Let's address, in a way that is more medical, is more urgent, and this is very necessary. But now, what is it? How we will address the next virus next year, the year after? There will be all the time something popping that is different. This is where, we have to think a little bit beyond that to increase the strengthening of what we call the biofield, and this is why you need a coach that understands this problematic, and you need also a coach that is a doctor that has credential, because you have people many coaches now today offering different service, but it's a coach that has the capacity to manage health parameters, a coach that has credential, and this is important. So digital health self-monitoring. Why we need a health coach? So let's come back in the studio now. Why we need a coach? It's because to achieve a goal, most of the time athlete and even doctors doing weight loss, if the client is not, weight every week, is not put on the scale, there is no feedback of how he's doing with his regime, and trying to increase your health potential need also the feedback of health parameters. So then you have someone that is in charge, at the same time can track your fitness activity, can track your sleeping, your activities, can track your brainwave with meditation, can track your heart coherence, and having this feedback, and this is how you will be motivated to increase your health potential. But if you say, hey, I increase my health potential, I have no measurement, and I don't have someone to reflect these measurements, the possibility to success is very low. And this is this new refinement of medicine that will in some way build the individuals to the challenge in years after for virus. And by the way, it has been reported that the population affected was more the senior people, elderly people, people with risk factor. But now we find that not only that, young population is also having difficulty. Some has been challenged. Why? Because it's not a question of age. It's a question how your immune system is responding. And your immune system can respond as well as you are older or younger. And if you are younger and you abuse your lungs with the smoking and all these different way to inhalate substance, you put yourself also in a critical situation when you could be exposed to deadly virus. So in other words, health potential, you could has been healthy at 80, then you are at 20, and I rarely, I think in the last 20 years I had flu one time or two. So and I'm not. So this is not a question necessarily of age. So here's this: why we need a health coach. First, to feedback these health parameters, so that you are training yourself, to raise not only immunity but the life force that is, embody in your health, the embodiment of your health. So here's like monitoring brain activity, heart rate, rhythm, breath, sleep, calories, and so on. So and this is today is possible through digital technology to smartphone technology, and this is what the coaching program is offering. This is already what we're doing now for a few years already. Why you need a doctor health coach? Because you need someone that is looking at your health with some kind of depth. You know, you don't want to have having any kind of non-trained and not confident or specialized people, you know, doing this kind of training, because it's some ways it's complex in some way, and then you need to be in this in an environment of comfort and security. So, and then why you need a quantum health coach? Because we will speak about the quantum coherence. People that has been trained with meditation and heart rate variability to understand that, you know, it's not just meditation is not just a way to relax. It's way more than, it's beyond that. And heart coherence, the same, can create a tuning, can reinforce the biofield that is more resistant now to this new stressor coming from cell phone with the 5G and others that are challenging your immunity, and then they were not there years ago. So it's important to work on the biofield, to have a practitioner that has an understanding of what it is, and then someone that also understands the health parameters, someone that has a credential. And some people never get the flu, and probably speaking to the crowd now, the choir, because many people, if I am with my student and I talk with them, very few will take all these medication. They just try to build their immunity, and every season they avoid to have the flu itself. So the next generation of health coach will empower the individual to increase their health potential and immunity, brain and heart coherence. Many stressors, like this is what I said, like 5G and others, you know, that were not in our environment a few years ago. All these tower and this, we're less grounded than ever, affect your biofield. So this is a dimension that medicine that doesn't have necessarily. So heart rate variability, just to name few of the benefit of not only adaptability and resilience, you know, increase your reduce your cortisol level, which is the stress level, the blood pressure, the mood, physical stability, improve cognitive and memory performance, and the brain coherence through meditation. Then the monitoring is done now by different technology, and one of them is Muse. The coach can feedback on the efficacy of your meditation, and this is probably the placebo that is the most effective, you know, effective. 200 independent universities, 600 research, and today is even more. That has proved the benefit of meditation, brain, mood, mind performance, body and health, relationship, benefit. But here, look at this now. This is what we create, what we think. Creating brain and heart coherence. They create 87% less of heart disease, 50% less illness, meaning immunity here, cancer, reverse age, Alzheimer. So let's come back to the studio now. So what I'm talking about is having an approach where, you know, we don't react when we are in the drama of an infection that we don't have any capacity to fight. And if you look at the number of people in the world, I think you have in United States close to 9,000, 150 deaths. Worldwide, over 200,000 death, recovery death 8, almost 9,000. So meaning that you have recovery, and who soon or later we will know what are the criterion of people that go through without less or almost no symptom. And these people will be probably the people that are healthier, they have strong immunity. The age now is more a factor because these people have chronic condition, but now we see also young people that have difficulty with coronavirus because now they are getting new habits of smoking, and this is not the question is much more maintaining a stable immunity, and not only that, building a biofield, a vitality that is stronger. So another factor here, avoid, we have seen this recently, you try to avoid hospital, you try to avoid crowd, you try to avoid a risk population. So in the future, the communication with the doctor will be more online. The importance of prevention will be also more online with this quantum coach, health coach, that will try to build your immunity. We have seen the last 20 years, can you come back on the studio? Coaches coming along, originally were more in the nutritional field. And coaches also, if you go to the gym or trying to have acquire a better physical, but now coach will be a little bit broader. In other words, it's, doesn't mean not interested in your muscle, but it's not just addressing the loss of weight or the muscle, but it's addressing the whole individual, and creating an individual that is can respond at much more aggression. We propose in this in our program the 5 pillars approach. So now today we're more addressing the immunity, but it's like a management also of the oxidation, of capacity to regenerate, capacity of assimilate and detoxing. So elimination. So in other words, the potential to increase the vitality. There is this 5 pillars approach, but there is also we add to this the coherence factor dimension through heart rate variability, through meditation. So there is also a way to nurture, reinforce your biofield with homeopathic products. So myself, and it's not like we don't propose this as a treatment again. It's like feeding your biofield, reinforcing your immunity. There is a product, it's probably the most sold homeopathic product in the world. It's called Osteococcinum. And the T-flu here is a more advanced formula that has about the same component, but is also reinforced with vital technology. It's called the flu. So in other words, as soon you have symptom, you take 10 drops and then 5 drops every hours, and most of the time you don't have to go to the flu. It's like you take this every hours, and it's to shut down the flu before it get in your system. And then you may add also a gram of vitamin C, and then you can also have the defense. That is also the same kind of protocol, 10 drops and then 5 drops every hour. If you go and you know that you have to go in the crowd or more than exposed to the coronavirus, you can also take a dose before. If you know that you have been exposed again, you can do just to boost your immunity. This is the homeopathic recipes. And let's come back to the studio. So we will also offer these homeopathics, to all our students that join our programs in the next month. So as a courtesy to help them. But again, this is not to treat, replace. We're not taking any. We don't do any claim here. But this is homeopathic that are known for years has been formatted in a more advanced processes with vital force technology. And also Quantum University is inviting people all over the world for the October 26th, next week. Can we show the slide? I'd like to invite you the March 26th to the project noosphere.com, where we will do a world meditation to address the consciousness aspect of coronavirus. Many people has mentioned the aspect of fear, and also it's not only that. When you tap in this the field, universal field of consciousness, you address also the capacity to the people to connect together, find a new solution, reinforce the courage to go to this event. So March 26th, come on the project Noosphere to address heal the world from coronavirus, and this platform has been created, and we invite also people to come daily, and sometimes for specific event with this intention, heal yourself, heal others. But at this time, March 26th, we will specifically have a huge crowd from everywhere in the world, people meditating on this subject. There will be also a guided meditation, or you can do yours, as long as you connect with this common intention to heal the world from the coronavirus. So let's conclude now our presentation. So again, you already know the basics, how to behave, how to prevent, how to be distant, and also the document of Dr. Prodnik, where you can review all the discipline and recipes, also to redress, reinforce your immunity. But at this time, I had also addressed the idea of how we prevent, how we will manage medicine, in the future toward other aggression. Emergency medicine is, I applaud to it, but you can see the cost is incredible. It is crashing the world economy because fighting and having a medical approach without not considering to increase the human potential, the health potential, it's totally a lost battle. So thank you so much for your attention, and please join project noosphere.com March 26th. Thank you.